Well, here we are on a snowy Wednesday. Got cat hammering. I'm playing clean out. There's a pretty good hump here in the road, and it was just a solid rock. In order to fix it without cutting it out, I was going to have to backfill and fill from in behind the hoe, well, from the hoe all the way back to the very back corner back in there. You see that my truck's at. I'd have to fill all that in. And if I was a guessing man, probably what's happened over the years is they've been scraping the mud and scraping the mud and scraping the mud off this road, and they dug themselves a hole. So then water was setting up. So then right there in front of this track right here, they put a little indention in to kick that water over the bank, which worked. It worked fine, but won't work for what we're doing. So the guys are putting gabions around culverts while we're cutting this down. They're supposed to, I think, be done with putting baskets. What baskets they're going to put? They're going to put them in today, and I think they're done. So what we're going to do here now is put this stuff in, get this here cut back, cut this road down, get it where it's supposed to be, and then we're going to go up right there where the truck's at. We're going to put a culvert in out there. They're supposed to not have to put a culvert in right there. We're supposed to just been able to use what was there, but it's rotted out. The end going over the hill's fine, but the inlet where that's in the ditch line, it's junk. Even before we end up tearing it up a little bit, it was junk. We tried to salvage it, tried to hopefully we could use it, but it won't work. So we got to replace it. Anyway, I guess they're closing schools or something I hear on the radio. Oh man, it's been a bear. It's been a real bear. Had a coal truck got up against the guardrail this morning. Roads were solid sheet ice. And I said a solid sheet of ice, I mean a solid sheet of ice. They were bad. So we actually come in. Cat left a little bit earlier than what we did, and he got right there at the wreck. It wasn't even a wreck. The whole truck just got over against the guardrail. He didn't want to tear his truck up, so he stopped. And he's just waiting. And he's just waiting on. I have got to get some better holders. And he's just waiting kind of on them to salt the road so that he can get pulled back out. We went around him. I didn't really want to. I wasn't in that big of a hurry, but I didn't want to sit there and just keep adding, to the problem because of us sitting there in the middle of the road. Somebody come around through there and eventually somebody's going to get hurt. So we went ahead and went around him and come on off the hill. But it was terribly, terribly slick this morning. It wasn't that much snow, and that's usually when it gets the worst, is when it's not that much snow, because people don't respect it. Because, like, hey, it ain't that much out there, it ain't that slick. Well, next thing you know, you get your head pulled up. So, anyway, we're going to pull out some of this big rock. Man, I wish I could get you guys around there so you could see kind of what I was doing. We're going to pull out this rock as he's hammering it. That way he knows what he has to do and what he don't. He'll have to do this ditch eventually too. I'm just barely kind of just pulling on that. whatever comes loose, comes loose. This snow really made a bear of everything, man. I thought I heard something beeping. That big hammer, it don't take very long at all to get in front of me. It gives me something to do. I gotta place, need to place a bunch of this stuff. Oh, I see what they're doing now. They're coming on up here with that gate in. Ain't too bad. It's been pretty weathered. Been pretty weathered, so it's popping out pretty easy. I used to go work for a guy about every year in his creek. He had rock. Lord, if you can look back, I hammered some of that stuff out with like a little 600-pound hammer. I don't see how I did it. Down a little bit. Days like this, you can't hardly do anything except makes everything takes longer. Got much, I don't think. I ain't gonna take it down a whole bunch. I'm just gonna take it down enough to correct the grade, correct the flow of water. Weather looked pretty good next week too, so we probably should be able to work all day, all next week, I think. Supposed to get wet. Supposed to rain. I think it's supposed to rain Sunday, so we should be able to work Monday through Thursday. Looks like it's going to rain next week, end of next week. Hammer that ditch out. Be pulled down here. Sorry guys, I need to get my GoPro out. I need to get me some good footage, or shoot, I need to get me some, these phone holders ain't worth a split nickel. I need to get me some editing software, that way I can actually edit my GoPro stuff. Do is just kind of drag that stuff back to me. I need to get back up there where he's hammering at and pull that on back some. I hate are again, cleaning out some ditch, loading out the tractor truck. Basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reach up and get anything that's going to possibly fall back off. We'll go ahead and knock it down. Got a little bit of a ditch started right through there. Got all that. And I got enough dirt laying over in there to clean up that turnaround spot. Got had to put another culvert in right there. That wasn't even supposed to have had to be installed. We were supposed to have been able to reuse the one that was there, and it was all fine and dandy. Well, not doing very good, are we? Alright, we got you guys back on there now. Muddy up here. Snowed just enough to make everything muddy. Usually what I do is I just kind of roll that back down in the ditch and just kind of give it a little quick once over. That'll help in a lot. Biggest thing is getting all that stuff there. It's going to slide off anyway. Might as well go ahead and get it out now instead of having to back up and get it off later. It's going to wash off. It's going to slide down in there. Just kind of just give it a little slight little brush down, and then that'll knock it loose. It's good stuff. It's good rocky, real good rocky stuff to help feather in that road down there. I gotta get that road feathered in today because I really desperately need to be hauling in rock on the road tomorrow. I didn't haul in rock yesterday because they were working on it down there on that Gabion wall, and I ain't gonna be able to haul it in today, but I think they're still working on that Gabion wall down there. It's too hard to get by, so it's just easier just to let them do what they're doing and then let us do what we're doing. Gotta be real careful. I'm actually standing right on the edge of this hill. This is all really good stuff. It just sucks having to. It makes everything just go slow whenever I got to do every job like this. But this is the way it is. The biggest thing is if you go ahead and you form your ditch as you go, you don't have to back up. And sometimes all you really need is just a little slight pressure with your bucket. Cat's on up. He's on up the hill. Hammering out. Pre-hammering ditch. I know I'm getting so sick and tired of eating tiny weenies. Lunch. Gillinger does a really good job in that truck. He knows, he's done with me so long now that he knows how much space I need whenever he needs to pull up, or well, be backing up. He does really good. He's a really good kid. And he'll make a really good operator. Oak does good too. I remember Oak was probably fixing a ditch or doing something. They both stay busy. I don't have to worry about them just standing around with their thumb in their nose. See, that's good. That's
stuff right there. That's good shale. That stuff will pack in really good. I'll float them little sticks and stuff on top with the dozer whenever I go to knock them in. That's another thing is we got to get rid of this stuff. So we got to use it up as we get rid of it. We're making some pretty good progress here. Got quite a bit of this. Really good stuff right there. Really good stuff. That's what you want to build a road with. That stuff will just fall right into where it needs to be. Just lay right there. Try to get a full load here without having to make it move. Starting to get into a little bit harder material. Kind of what I'm gonna do, and let me pull you up here so you can see. See, I'm not really. Everybody gets say something about me sweeping, but I'm not really sweeping it hard. Really, I'm actually measuring the resistance with my stick as I'm doing it. I can feel how hard the material is that I'm working with there. Making sure you don't leave no berm on the side of that ditch is what I'm doing. That's all got to just flow right down in the ditch. No hard spots. Just pull up here a little bit. See, basically what I'm doing, I'm just gonna sweep that right over into this low spot that I created. I created that low spot on purpose. That gives me a place for my excess to go. I just kind of keep rhythm here. You know where we're at. Make sure you don't get any ups and downs. You can kind of see my ditch up through there. It's starting to look pretty good. I had a little bit of a curve right there, so you just kind of just mash on it. All you need to do is just kind of mash on it. You got to apply a whole lot of pressure. Everybody wants to start thumping and beating and banging. You don't have to do that. Not if you do it the way, it's all technique. You just kind of see how I just kind of raised it up. I went into that. I knew it was going to be resisting, so go ahead. Let's get up here in another position here. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rear back because I know up above me right there is good. So the only thing I done was just slide that bucket down that wall, and whatever was loose. See, our Deere ain't loose. That's hard. So I'm actually going to pull my bucket to me until it falls down. Until I feel it start falling down. Right there's another spot. See how I just kind of pulled that off? It's good. Now this is starting to get a little bit harder. I hope that back to the heel enough. That's all there is to it. We got a little bit of sunshine now. That big impoundment line, right there. That's where the coal mines, I guess, shoved a bunch of fuel in between two mountainsides and rolled him in. Pushed it in there and rolled it together. See out through there? That's a big impoundment yard. It's crazy, ain't it? All right, folks. Bit right there in that hole. I can see it from here. Right in that little hole right there, and it put a little bit. You can see how the road kind of does a little. Fix that. I can fix that later. They had a helicopter coming off that hill there yesterday. It was flying. I think it was yesterday. I swear, if you call me one more frickin' time to ask me whether or not you want me to start this machinery or not, I'm gonna tell you to go to the house!
Okay, good morning, folks. Today's Thursday. Get over here so I can mash this little rut down there. It's froze right now. It's about 25 degrees. So all the mud is froze up. So this is the ditching that we done yesterday. We're on our way up to where we stopped at, and we're gonna try to get us some more good usable material to lay down on the road. This berm you see on the side, I'm leaving that where it's at for right now, because actually before I start putting stone on this part of the road, I'm going to regrade this, and I'm going to pull that material out, and I'll roll it over in the road and kind of fix this. It's got a pretty hard camber, and we don't need that hard of a camber in here, so I'll actually kind of like regrade all this and clean all this up. I'm supposed to put an air bridge right there. There's a little small gas line. I think it's like a 1-inch line, and man, it ain't. We're supposed to air bridge it. We're going to air bridge it, but we're probably not going to air bridge it as we're working right now, because it's already slick enough. We don't need to be trying to climb up on top of any kind of a timber. It's got plenty of cover on it for now, so we're going to leave it alone, and we'll back up and work on it. Replace the culvert in here. I don't think we're going to get to that today, unless I let the boys do it while I'm hauling stone. Otherwise, I don't plan on even working on that today. The only thing I plan on doing is just getting that road ready for a rock and stone. And I got to get this road stone back. I can't leave it. We're getting ready to lose. It's going to rain tomorrow evening. It's supposed to have a chance to rain tomorrow, but it's really going to rain Saturday. So we don't need to lose. I don't want to lose anything. So my main objective today is to get enough ditch pulled out so that I can have enough material to fix my lower road to where I can get stone on it, and that's all I'm really concerned about today. This, as you can see, this is all rock, so I pulled a lot of this stuff out, and I'll have to probably do the same thing as I'm doing behind me, is go get some better dirt to put on top of all this rock and kind of marry it all together and give me a good base. Basically what I'm going to do on this part of the road too. But there's a high spot right there. They got to hammer it out. I couldn't peel out no more. I mean, for the most part, it's come along really good. I kind of underestimated, yes, just how hard this was going to be as far as logistics, you know, moving material around, how much time it was going to take. I underestimated. I learned on jobs like this, and I learned a lot on this one about how long it's going to take me to do something. Just wasn't really thinking. I mean, anybody who says they don't learn anymore is a fool. You learn till the day you die, whether it's, you know, you're going to learn. So, but I'm not hurting. We're all right. We're working. Everybody's working. My guys has got work, so I'm happy. I really am not. I'm not aggravated or I don't know what the words I'm looking for here. I'm not in bad spirits whatsoever. I'm in good spirits. So. But as you can see, this is where we left off yesterday. So I am going to get started on peeling some of this stuff up, and I'm going to call and see where my track truck is. He should have been pretty close, so I'll holler at him and get him to get his on his way up here. All right. Well, we didn't have near enough as what we needed, but we got a pretty good start on it. We're done up to here. Got a good camber and everything. Got everything locked up. As you can see, the road still has a couple little dits in it, and it's still not sloped exactly right. So we're going to leave the dozer set right there. Getting that ditch and keeping the dirt out of the ditch is kind of hard sometimes with what we're got going on. But it's a really good firm base through here. It's got a lot of this in it. You can see right there, that's all underneath this. But that needs locked in. And the only way to lock it in is by applying a good rocky dirt mixture like what we have here. Now, some of that's a little bit wetter than we probably should have put on it, but we don't really have much options. I mean, everything's wet and everything's just overly moistured right now. So we're gonna make do with what we got. Basically, how you combat that is you got to put more stone in it. You can't roll and compact anything before we put stone on it up here, because then you'll seal the moisture levels up. So what you do is you track everything in with the dozer. You don't load your dump trucks as heavy, and you just really lay the stone on it. And that'll actually, in the long run, it'll be fine. But it takes a little bit more time, and time is of the essence. So we're gonna go up here and get back in the excavator, tram all the way back up top of the hill, and get us some more dirt rounded up so that Dillinger can start hauling it back down here. And I'm going to anticipate probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 loads. About 8 loads is what we need. 10 loads at the most. But see, all this is still going the wrong direction. But not here after a while. There's some really good feel up closer to the top, which is where I'm gonna have to go to get it. And it's got a lot of this, a lot of that in it. A lot of like a gray shale in it, and it packs extremely well. So we're not gonna be too far out. It's just the way it is. I mean, ain't nothing I can do about it except do it. That's where we've been dumping rock. You can only use so much of it, then you got to get rid of it. So we use it in these hollers to kind of break up that water, get it done. Let's see what he said. They cleaned this out with the skid steer. Oh yeah, it looks good, don't it? It's all solid rock. I got to dress this curve up a little bit, but that's all just part of the damage whenever you're working. I got all these clothes on. I know I'm probably getting fat, but you want to make a man breathe hard. If you want to make a man like me breathe hard, throw down an Equipment Trader magazine, or make me put a pair of bibs on, and I'll start breathing hard. All right, let's go. Here's that same belt line, folks. It goes over the hill right out there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it starts going down over the hill. That's where that big temple is, down there by their gravel yard, where our gravel yard is. And that's the same belt line. Right up there. I don't know what it was, 13 miles, 16 miles, something like that long. Looks like we got a little bit of damage down there. Bump in the road. Looks like it's got a bump in the road. There's a mountain. Looks like they've been clear cutting. We got a mountain. We got roads all over that hill. Roads all over that hill. Look at clear cutting it. Oh yeah, I just now noticed that, man. Oh man, they are cutting the whole top of that hill out. That's the mining property. Right there's that big impoundment yard.
I think the mine is straight through there. I think that's where it's, there's the down the cut right here. So yeah, the mine's right there where they're mining. It's amazing, ain't it? You're way up on the hill up in here, buddy. Way up on the hill. Last load.